Plaintiff Tina Jewell was friends with the defendant, and Tina claims the defendant was not a good mother, and she gave her children away. Tina's suing because she sold a puppy to the defendant, but the defendant failed to pay. Defendant Tanya Chandler says the only reason she lost custody of her children was because family members lied about her being neglectful. Tanya refuses to pay Tina for the puppy because the puppy was a terror who destroyed her property.
Start with you.
Okay, I met Tanya in the mid-90s. We met through a mutual friend. We've been friends, hung out each other. And she was having some complications with her family and children. And so I brung her to Kentucky, where I live at now.
When was that?
I moved to Kentucky in 2008.
When did she come?
She came in 2011.
She lived with you?
Yeah, she lived with me.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Okay, after that, we were going out places, we were traveling, going to different states, having fun together. And I was trying to talk her into going back home to be with her kids.
Why?
She has 6 kids that she doesn't take care of. So I was trying to talk her into doing best what's for her.
You tried to talk her into going back. You're the one that had to leave.
No, she came there because the family didn't want nothing to do with her because she did give her kids up.
So what makes you think they're going to want something to do with her when she go back?
Some of them do now because she went back and tried.
Okay, go ahead.
So back in 2000...
This just sound odd. You get somebody to come live with me, girl. And then 6 months later, girl, you need to go on back. Did she do something wrong? How was she as a roommate?
Yeah, the reason she went back is because, yes, she did something wrong.
There you go.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Back in 2014, I raised bull terriers. Mm-hmm. And she asked me if she could buy a puppy from me, which... That's
what we're getting into,
yes.
The crux of the case. Why don't she give me some background first, ma'am?
Me and Tina has known each other since 1990s, and we were like Thelma and Louise. We traveled a lot. We'd done a lot of ghost hunting, amusement parks.
Ma'am, are you on drugs?
No, I'm not, Your Honor.
Have you ever had a problem with opioids?
With what?
Opioids.
I have no idea what that is.
You know, okay. Go ahead, ma'am. You have those symptoms. You're rocking and you're doing that.
Well, anyway,
maybe it's a disorder, and I apologize if you have a disorder of some sort. Do you?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
What is that disorder?
I have a lot of health issues right now.
Okay.
And anyway, Your Honor, we lost contact for a while. Then she finally convinced me to go spend a lot of time with my kids to be a mother. And I did. She made sure I went back.
What had happened earlier in life?
I had some complications to where people lied on me, and they...
About what?
About my kids, that I neglected them, and I did not.
What did they say you did to neglect them?
They said that I didn't change diapers, bathe them, didn't have a bed for each of them.
Who reported that? That you wouldn't change their diapers, you didn't bathe them?
It was actually family members that did that.
Why do you think they did it? You said family members, meaning more than one. Why do you think more than one of your family members pursued custody of your children, alleging that you failed to care for them? How many family members accuse you of that?
There's a couple.
Okay. And you don't know why?
Because they wanted them.
Okay. And that's what the judge ruled? The judge said, because the people who reported it wanted them, I'm going to give it to them.
No, Your Honor.
Right. Why did the judge say?
The judge ruled that I was mildly handicapped, and that's when they got
okay, they took your child because you're moderately handicapped. That's what you're telling me now.
Yes, Your Honor.
They took your children because you are moderately handicapped. When did you find that out? After the first one or the 6th one?
The 6th one.
Okay.
Plaintiff Tina Jewell was friends with the defendant, and she claims the defendant is a bad mother who gave her children away.
So let's move on to the contract, ma'am.
Okay, yes, okay. Tanya and I wrote a contract out, and she agreed to pay me $200 a month until paid off. Well, she wasn't paying, so that's the reason I talked her into going back to Indiana to be with her kids. So I have pictures of the
What
dogs.
happened there when she went back, to your knowledge?
When she went back, I figured she would end up sending me some money.
No, what with her children? That's
With
where
her
I'm
children.
at.
She did get back with 4 of her kids.
Custody or just
No,
lived with them?
just visiting them.
Okay. All right. What is your understanding of the judge removing custody from her?
She did have reports in, and I don't know who it came from, but
Reports saying what?
saying that she wasn't a very good mother to
Okay,
the
and you
kids.
don't know why?
No.
Because she was moderately handicapped.
I don't know
Okay.
why. So.
All right. Go ahead, though.
But she, her mother has 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Her aunt has 1, and her cousin has 1.
All right, and you don't know anything about it. You called her to live with you. She went back home. And that's the last you know. Go
That's
ahead, ma'am.
Yes, when she went back home, we spoke for maybe 2 or 3 months, and then we didn't speak anymore for about 2 years because she sold the dog, and
So what, dog? Tell me what happened. Why are you suing her?
she had bought a bull terrier puppy from me. And
A what?
A bull terrier puppy.
When?
March 14th, 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And she agreed that she would pay me $200 a month. She never paid me, so that's when I talked her into going back home to being with her kids. And when she went back home to be with her kids, we spoke for maybe 2 or 3 months after that, and she's not paid me, and I haven't spoken to her. And
All right, ma'am. What do you want to tell me about what she's suing you for?
Well, she convinced me to go back to Indiana, and she threw me herself, which I did. And then I promised one of my kids that I would bring them one of them Spuds McGee Target dogs. I was going to end up paying her the $1,500, but instead I didn't know that this dog was a terrifying wild animal.
First of all, let me correct you. It's 1,000, not 1,500.
Okay, sorry.
Go ahead.
1,000, sorry, Your Honor. And I did not realize at the time that when I was a puppy, it was really cute, but as I got a little older, it started terrorizing my
At
kids.
what age?
About 6 months.
Go ahead.
Well, it started tearing up my personal belonging, my hygiene, my toilet paper.
And you hadn't done anything to train the dog? Because
No,
that's
I
what
did not,
has to
Honor.
happen. If
No, I
you
did
didn't
not, Your
train
Honor.
your dog, then that's your negligence. Why didn't you train your dog if you didn't want your dog to use the bathroom in the house and gnaw and tear on things? That's pretty common for dogs that haven't been trained.
I actually was pregnant at the time.
Okay. That's your defense, is that the dog start misbehaving and so you shouldn't have to pay? That's your defense?
Yes, I should
All
have to
right.
pay.
That's not a legal defense.
you
You've
want to ask her
denied,
what
pardon?
you want to ask her what she did with the money?
What'd you do with the money?
I went and spent it on wrestling tickets and male strippers and
Yeah, you on dope. All right. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.